What's up? It's the real uncensored Browns fan tuning in for another episode of Brownies, Cookies, and Water. Yeah. So this is my player check and everything like that. So we'll get into it. Make it real juicy, I guess. I don't know, man. We'll see. But yeah, first player is number 70, Kendall Lamm. Now that was just funny when we picked him up because I was like, man, he just been balling, so I got a lot of things to say about him. First and foremost, he scored a touchdown. That's how I really remember him scoring that touchdown against the Titans. And then, well, let's talk about the his last game that we just had recently against the Jets. A lot of people was giving him a lot of slack. The offensive line a lot of slack, trying to say that we didn't do well as far as holding up time. I count a few times where our line at least held up for that full 3 seconds, even more, maybe the 4 to 5 seconds. So I can't sit over here and say that the offensive line was playing terrible in the Jets game. So and Kendall Lamm was a part of that line. So he did a really good job. He's doing, as far as like Coach Callahan is coaching them up, and these guys are going out there and they're executing and they're playing at a high standard, at a high level, to in my opinion. So I think that's just good to see. It's good to see for him. Good to know that we got depth in that position group, and it sucks to see guys go down, but nonetheless, like I said, if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be able to have this conversation with him being on our roster and me not being able to see him directly. Can there be improvement? Absolutely, absolutely. And that's for everybody. And but as far as like for where he's at, this wasn't meant for him. At least, I mean, I'm not saying like it's not meant for him, but as far as like his roles and responsibility wasn't to be the guy. You know what I mean? It was to be a quality guy and just fill in. And if you can eventually show that you can be a guy for our team or for any other team that's looking for a guy to be the guy on the line, that gives them the opportunity. But I think the team likes him a lot. I mean, he doesn't talk a lot with the media, so it's like I can't, see what he's like, or I don't really use social media all like that to try to follow players and try to, be in their lives and stuff like that and just see what they're doing. And so I really don't know. But I mean, as far as what I could tell, he seemed very like a team oriented guy. He seems like somebody. I'm just saying off body language. He seems like somebody that cared very much about his team. So I guess that's team oriented still. But he has a good personality about everything. Some people could. I mean, you in the NFL, it's like you playing your dreams. So I guess there's really hardly anybody that's got bad moods and shit like that. But nonetheless, it's just like if how guys can kind of feel jaded. They've been the guy all their life, going through high schools, getting to college, making it to the NFL, and it's like you're not really the guy anymore. And it's like it can mess with your psyche a little bit. Your mentality. I don't see that coming from him. I don't see him as somebody that's like really pressed upon that type of thing. I think he just goes in there and pride himself on being who he is, maybe, and just goes in there and tries to give his maximum effort, and whatever the team needs him to do, he's just gonna do it. And that's what type of players we need, especially like I said, to have depth, to be a good team, because that's what football is all about. Because football is like the ultimate team sport, as you already know. I'm sure. So and for those that didn't know or never played, yeah, like football is definitely the number one team sport, in my opinion. I mean, maybe you could feel like rugby is or something like that, but I mean, to me, it's like everybody got to be doing their job. And plus, it's just, I mean, the league of football itself is just, it's worth so much. So, like, you might as well comfortably say that, like, football is the ultimate team sport. And Kendall Lamm is one of the ultimate team players. Definitely pleased to have him on the team. We'll continue to hope that he buys us time. Obviously, like I said, there has been a little bit of sacks, but like I said, at the same time, I've counted, like I said, 4 Mississippi counts, 3 Mississippi counts sometimes, where it was like the offensive line didn't play that bad in the Jets game. So I don't know, what people are saying about that. So, but nonetheless, keep doing your thing, homie. Kendall Lamm. It's good to have you on the Dog Pound, and we go ahead and jump on to the second person. The second person is number 95, Myles Garrett, who makes it on this list for the second time this year. And I've decided earlier, I didn't tell anybody, but earlier, if you're already on those lists 2 times, then you don't need to be on it more than 2 times, I feel like, because it just, you want to share the love with everybody. So this is the last time Myles is going to be on here. But yeah, I mean, since the last time we talked about him, it's been a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, him getting sick, that was a shocker, but not much of a shocker. Just it was just like, you know what I mean. It was just like, damn, like at the wrong fucking time. But the defensive line held it down without Myles, even though we still need him. You know what I mean. But in a way, like, given what was going on, given that this is the last game of the season against, we're gonna play against the Steelers coming up sometime soon. And then part of me don't want Myles to play because they talking about starting Mason Rudolph, and I just feel awkward. I just feel awkward that, like, you know what I mean. I feel like if Myles sacks him, like, it's just awkward. Like, I don't know. Not that I guess it's just. I just feel awkward about it. I ain't even gonna lie, man, because it's like I don't want nothing to be said about him again. Because, like, I think that's what everybody is still trying to do, even though he got like the Walt Payton Man of the Year, which is hilarious in itself. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's not deserved, but it's just hilarious. You know what I'm saying? You go from one like having like public enemy #1. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of some racial type of thing to, like, now we just like, he the humanitarian man of the year, Walt Payton Man of the Year. And it's just like the night and day difference, like just the flip of the switch. But you know what I mean? Good for him, like, because I'd rather it be that way, because I didn't think that, the criticism that he was getting for the whole thing was warranted. I didn't think it was something that they should have made out of a white and black thing, even though, somehow it turned into that because of whoever was supposed to be in that courtroom and leaked out the information. Like, that shit's supposed to be confidential. That shit shouldn't even have gotten out. But, whatever. I mean, whatever storyline people want to chase, they want to have and want to create, you know what I'm saying, and people want to nibble and bite all on that shit, then that's fine. Leave that up to them. And, I ain't no control over it, because, people gonna have their thoughts and opinions on things. So, you gotta let it be that. But with that being said, I think like us having Myles on the team is like he's like a building block. Like, in the beginning, I didn't want Myles because of what he said, but now it's like I love Myles. You know what I mean? I love him that he on the team, that he does what he does, and he's trying to do his best. It sucks that he's always out. It's like we never get him for a full season. We never get him for a full 16 games out of the season. But like I said, when he went down with getting sick, it was just like I wasn't even feeling any type of way, because it was like I'm used to him not playing all season. So I knew it was just a matter of time until it was like, all right, he gonna play for whatever the cause, for whatever the reason. You know what I mean? It was like we wasn't gonna get Myles for a full 16 games in the season. And I mean, that's just his legacy. That's just his legacy. You know, being that dominant guy, but never being that guy that could, keep it together for a full lengthy season. Because I mean, if you want to talk about it, that's the thing that separate what we call like the greatest of all times and all that, because they was able to maintain and be healthy for all their career, and be able to be available. Because I mean, that's what they say is the best ability is. All right, I don't gotta say it. So exactly. But nonetheless, like I said, he's a big thing to our defense. And I just hope that he can play. I mean, hopefully he does wreck some stuff and get us this win, because he was a very big reason why we wanted against them last year. But Like I said, it's just, I mean, he's just a good player. He's just a fucking amazing player. But I think I do want to see him get. I mean, he's strong as fuck, but it's just like when I looked at him against Mekhi Becton, and I looked at him against what's his name, the rookie, the two rookies. I mean, the rookies been playing well against him, not all the time, but they've been playing well against him. And I mean, maybe he's just tired at the end of the season or whatever, or maybe he's not 100% healthy and everything like that. But at the same time, like I think I see him like when he can't overpower somebody or whatever like that, he does like the bend and he uses athleticism and his flexibility, which is cool. Like get it done whatever way possible, but at times you want to see him kind of just like I've seen him do it. Don't get me wrong. Like don't get me wrong. I've seen him do it, but for what type of player he is, I just don't seem like he should ever be stopped. I just that's what I'm trying to say is that I just don't think it like it blows me like, oh man, this guy got him, like, you know what I mean, like he's not, Superman or whatever like that, like invincible. So it's just like I don't know. I guess that's too much pressure on my end, just my expectations as far as like I've seen the greatness come from him. I've seen him be able to impact the game. He's definitely a game record, but it throws me a little bit when I do see him get nullified a little bit, but nonetheless, like it's not often. So, but we'll move off on that. And then the third person is number 56, Malcom Smith. Definitely, I didn't know he was a Super Bowl MVP. Definitely did not know that. I'll tell you that. Uh, and I mean, he's been filling in well, man. He's been playing well towards the end of the season. He's been around making plays. I've seen his name a lot. I've seen him just be on camera a lot, and I mean that's definitely a good thing. I'm talking about on field, not off field, but definitely on field. That's a good thing because because he's out here trying and giving his all. He kind of like got trucked about by Darnold, but he made the tackle, so it really wasn't a truck. And then plus, like I said, with the whole how they be trying to protect offensive players and stuff like that, defensive players already got a disadvantage because it's like you kind of got to play within the rules. And then, he probably thought Darnold was probably going to slide or something like that. He didn't expect that, but he still made the tackle, so you can't say it's 100% truck. And I was just thinking about I'll put this on there because nobody watched these ones, but Jovi, man, when he got through by that dude, it wasn't like embarrassing like that. So that's one thing. But anyway, no, man, I mean, this is his second time being on this list too, so this is gonna be the last time. So yeah, I mean, he's been a good player. As impactful as some of the other guys that we just brought in, probably not the most impactful, but he's definitely been um, a solid guy. He's played, I think, almost all the games. I haven't really heard him being on injury report all like that, so that's great. Like I said, the best ability thing. So yeah, man. I mean, he's been a good player. Solid. I don't really got much to say as far as like blown plays. Like I think there's like probably maybe a few where I feel like he should have made a tackle or something like that, but I think it was just about gaps. You know what I mean? Something the offensive players did a better job on creating holes for their players, which kind of blocked him from being able to make some plays. But yeah, man. Other than that, we that's what we on. That's what we talking about. The realest is a Browns fan. About to sign out on this one. Peace.